a long and proud history of welcoming those sorts of people. But at the
Come over here, taking our jobs and our women. Oh dear. Well, I've got a little song to sing. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a UFO, well, run and scream. Maybe, something like that. Well, we're on a dog walk, that we are. And I want to talk about that flipping barge. That flipping barge that is literally a prison ship, you could say. Anyway, are you ready, my darling? Have you let the hounds out? You have, okay.
I'll let the hounds out.
Yeah. Don't let the dogs out.
Don't let the dogs out.
Oh, the light is going, my darling.
I think it's don't let the dogs out, isn't it?
Oh, what way should we fight? Oh, what's best? Should we go that way or that way?
What's the lightest?
Oh, I don't know. Light is quite low.
We don't really want to go through the Schmarn, do we? Because that'll give you really dark.
It's a bit dark there, isn't it?
This might be better.
It's a bit dark there. Well, how orange is that light?
Would be all right.
Well, oh dear, the Bibby Stockholm, my darling. How do you feel about the Bibby Stockholm? Do you know what the Bibby Stockholm is?
Is that big liner?
Liner? Well, it's not the cruise ship, no.
Oh,
but that's another story.
Barge, that's it, that's a barge.
It's a barge, and barges tend to be rather, well, they're quite flat-bottomed generally. They don't have, for the size of the barge, they don't have a lot of draft. And draft is how much water, or how much boat is actually in the water. I'll get my worms out in a minute. Well, the thing is, Caroline, have you heard the latest? There's been some, well, a development there. I don't know if you heard, there's a development. Did you know, Dan?
What development is this? I've heard some developments, but might not have heard all
Well, there's a development. There was a cruise ship. Yeah. Actually, there's 2 cruise ships. That's part of Rishi Sunak's master plan and Suella Braverman's master plan. Yeah. And, well, they turned up. One turned up in Liverpool. Yeah. And the other one turned up in Edinburgh. Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh, you heard about that, did you?
Yeah.
Well, the port official says, not on my Nelly, you're not bringing that heap of shit in here. That's what they said. Words to that effect.
Not possible.
Not possible. Well, obviously there's reasons for that. One is that many of the ports in the United Kingdom are actually privatised. Yeah. So they can't just, well, the government can't just go in there and say, oh, we're going to put any old shit in there, can they? No, of course they can't. Yeah, it's just nuts. And the other thing is, are the ports suitable for these ships? Because these are actually cruise liners, darling. You know, if you want to go on a cruise with ball gown and stuff. Sounds lovely. Yeah.
Oh, so is there swimming pools there? And
there'll be swimming pools, there'll be gyms, brothels, there'll be everything in them. Oh, restaurants.
Wow.
I don't know that glamorous.
Laundry rooms.
Anyway, these ships done, they turned up, right? The other thing is, how much draft have they got, and can the port cope with that amount of draft?
I don't know.
Where that was going to be situated. That's another question to be asked. So, did Rishi Sunak and some of the Braverman do their recce? No. No, they didn't, my darling. The other thing about this idea, you see, with these cruise ships and these and the Bibby Stockholm, which is Bibby Stockholm in this case is a construction. It's to serve construction workers, like oil rigs and places like that, and it's perfectly suitable for that purpose. Do you know that? You know, especially that the Bibby Stockholm is a 240 cabin vessel. It's designed and built to house 240 workers.
Oh, so they're just single rooms, 240 rooms, yeah, single.
Well, now they're doubles.
But now they're doubles.
Now it's going to be over 500 people.
Whoa.
I'm getting all tied up here. What I put all this stuff? I've got to swear there I was. Put that there for a second. Yeah, in my pocket. That's better. Because I've got really bad tendonitis at the moment and so I'm struggling. It hurts. My arms hurt. See, you see the things I do for these people watching this video?
Oh no.
Yeah. You know. Big pain.
I made a chair.
I made a chair. Yeah.
For the video.
What's that got to do with my arm?
It made your arm hurt.
Oh, my arm hurt.
That did make your arm hurt.
I did. Well, the thing is, darling, this Bibby Stockholm, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing about construction workers is that when you have a we get a bit tangled up there, Don. When When you got dogs, they can't make their mind up why they can't, what direction he's going. Well, the thing is, you see, when you go to work, all right, you go to work, don't you? You're not in the ship. You're not in that prison ship.
Well, but maybe if they work 24 hours, do 24 hours, there's only 2/3 of them people in the ship at the same time.
Yeah, they'll be on shift
Because
work.
the others would be working.
They'll be shift work.
They'd be doing 8 hours
work.
in 3 shifts, wouldn't they?
You've got to say after me, shift work.
Shift work. But they'd be doing 8-hour shifts.
What was that?
Shift work.
Yeah.
They'd be
Shift
doing
work.
They'd be
Shift work. Okay.
Anyhow, they'd be
Oh, shut
doing
up.
8 hours
Yeah.
each, so there'd only be 2/3 of them in accommodation at any time.
Yes. That's the thing, but not now. So they haven't just doubled it up. They're going to expect them to be on this thing, on this prison ship with security. They're not going to have like freedom of movement.
So they can't get to land.
No, they can, but I guarantee you, if they're saying there's going to be security on there, they're going to be
Stopped.
It's going to be like scheduled. Do you know what I mean? You know.
So is there outside space for them? Can they walk on the decks?
There is no deck.
Oh, there ain't no deck.
You've got the roof.
Oh, so they can't.
I don't know if they're allowed to work on the roofs or not. I don't know.
So they can't
but
even get any fresh air.
There's no deck on the Bibby Stockholm.
So you can't get enough fresh air.
No, I don't think so.
Unless you put your head out the window.
Out the window. That's going to stink.
And exercise.
On the spot. That's what they have to do.
Yes, but you know, really, they said an average person should do between 8,000 and 10,000 steps a day.
Is it
How
going to be
you
like
do that?
It's going to be like in the movies? You know, in the movies when you got the prisons in the movies, and they have their yard time, don't they? Where they have to go they walk in the yard with the chains on. Is it going to be like that?
Well,
Oh, before, isn't it?
do you know what?
No. What?
My prediction.
Oh, you got a prediction.
Well,
You've
I'm
been
not
in a
very
crystal
good at
ball
this
again.
sort of thing, but I think that they might not actually even get 500 people on this ship, barge,
Do you think so?
because I think that'll be squished before they actually manage to do it.
Squished. But the project squished.
Yeah,
They
project.
just spent huge amounts of
Yeah, but
taxpayers'
it's not
money,
li-
your money.
But it's not.
Put it
It's
in
not
there.
really.
Why?
It's not really legal,
Yeah.
is it?
Got a little thing on me.
It's like
is it?
imprisoning people, isn't it?
Well, according to the
It's more or
ECHR, the Convention on Human Rights,
Yeah.
it's not legal.
That's not. So it's
Rest
in
of my
some
arm.
way they're something, you know, like the Rwanda plane going off in the distance.
Oh,
you know.
crikey, look at the roundabout. Oh. I dream of the flight
And she's-
on the front cover of the Telegraph.
And you're still waiting.
And she's still waiting.
But I can see there's been another white elephant.
Well, but like Brexit. Brexit's definitely the elephant in the room, isn't it?
I think they'll get the 50 on there.
So they've got to do 50, they've got to do a test run with 50. I don't know
That's
how
not
that is even a
run.
test.
It's 10% of
it's
what would be
10%.
on there as a
What the-
test run.
And besides, I did work it out, I forgot now.
What's this?
How many of the ships you'd need to actually solve the migrant crisis? How many of these?
Well, I know how many
prison
migrants
ships.
because I got it on a bit of paper
Oh, you wrote it down, didn't you?
somewhere.
She's been doing a bit of research.
80,000.
80,000.
You said 80,000 hasn't been processed yet.
That's it. It was 80,000. Yeah, 80,000 hasn't been processed.
So if you can get 500
like
ships,
peas, they can be processed like peas.
you'd need 16 of these ships.
and frozen.
You'd need 16.
You worked that out quick.
Yeah.
16 ships.
Yeah. But a lot of them are women and children. Could you put women and children on a ship?
10 to 5,000. 16 ships. How do you work that out? It's wrong.
What?
Your maths are off.
80,000.
80,000 and there's 500 on a ship. That means you're going to need. Oh God, you're going to need more than that. There's 80,000.
You need two ships for every 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, well, 60.
160,000
Oh, God.
ships.
Oh, that's not possible. Not possible.
It's not going to happen, is it?
No. And also, I don't believe you could probably put women and children on there.
Oh, I bet they will.
Huh?
I bet they will if they can get away with it. They'll put it.
Yeah, I've got my little bit of paper so I know.
Can you remember Judge Dredd?
No.
You can't remember the film Judge Dredd?
No.
Not the comics, Judge Dredd comics. How can you not know that? Oh, dear. Wow. It's good.
What I must say...
Down at the sea.
Am I allowed to say something?
No.
Oh.
Go on then.
What I must say is they must be mega.
think you can.
They must be mega slow at processing these poor people because
You know when they process peas, it's almost immediate.
only 13,200 have come over in the last 6 months, and they're waiting to process 80,000. And I looked it up, and it says it's taken 6 months plus to process anyone.
6 months?
Plus. There was a
Blimey.
plus next to the 6 months.
Well,
To get to the first port of processing.
Oh, okay. Oh, to get to the first stage, you mean?
Yes.
Because I heard it's about 18 months.
Yeah, no, this is to get to the first stage.
Okay. Because
That might well be 18
what
months.
was it? How quick was it in France again to process?
I believe they were trying to process them within a month, and
No, that depends on skills, doesn't it?
yeah.
Well, that was skills based. That was. If you have a, is it a skill or no? Or was that the healthcare? Something
I
like that,
don't
wasn't it?
know. I think generally.
Or was that during the pandemic? I can't remember now.
Generally, Marcus, no more than 3 months.
Well, it's quick. We know it's quicker.
But also, didn't we?
Even if it's 8 months, it's quicker.
I think that was only 3. But didn't we read something that they were sort of using this, giving them a work permit if they needed their skills?
Yeah, but also Germany is also opening up the doors again
Yeah.
to allow them in. They made the visa requirements much easier, not just for asylum seekers, but for migrants in general.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, you see, today they announced, my darling, my darling, I love you. Mm-hmm. I do, honest. Yeah, my darling, you know what the Rishi Sunak and Sir Ellen Braben sort of announced yesterday?
No.
About the workers' shortage occupation list. And they added a construction workers to it, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Now, I guarantee you that many people on these prison ships are going to be, well, skilled individuals who, they might have a trowel in their hand or maybe a hammer, you know?
Do you laugh, but a lot of them are doctors and nurses and dentists as well. And we're sure that.
Doctors and nurses?
Yes.
Foreigners aren't that clever.
Yes, they are.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Blimey, you mean they're just like us?
Yes.
Well, actually, maybe not us,
Yeah.
but they're just
They probably work harder.
probably do. Oh, I know they do.
But even
Work with
labourers,
them.
we're short of labourers in England. Why can't they give them a temporary permit to actually work as soon as they've actually done the first port of registering them?
Well, as long as you, what I don't understand is, Caroline, if you've done the basic safety checks on them, are these people, like CRB check type thing, are these people murderers? Or like some other Braven put them down, all down to being,
record,
yeah, got a criminal record, or that's if they're throwing the passports away. That's what Martin Farage would say. Or if they're, they've got bad history and all that. You know what I mean?
Or they haven't got any documentation at all.
Well, then you can.
Well,
then that's going to take longer, but not everyone's. That's not going to be everybody.
But a lot of people do come over with documentation, and maybe they could be processed a lot quicker to be.
They could be
used a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But anyhow, the builder thing, they want to pay them 80%, so they want to pay them 20% less than what they pay our builders.
Not quite true, Caroline.
No?
No. When I was in the business, when I was a boy, when I was in the business, Caroline, most builders, whether it be brickies, carpenters, joiners, roofers, etc., electricians, they would be subcontractors.
Yeah.
So basically, they were self-employed.
Yeah.
They were not earning the money that
they're saying
that they're going to be earning. Now, the problem is with this visa scheme is that they're going to have to be sponsored.
Yeah.
There's going to be a cost involved, obviously, because the visas aren't free.
No.
They're still not free. They're just preferential treatment. But if you were a self-employed builder, would you come to the UK for 14 grand?
No.
Because that's what they're talking about. 14 grand. No, they're not. And that's not going to happen unless they're from third world countries. But they'll not be funny.
Well, then they'd be on the barge.
They're probably on the barge. You might have a point there, Caroline. But also, that was a bit off. But also, my darling, the construction is not going to be the same as British construction, UK construction. You know, let's say for argument's sake, let's say for instance they built houses using like clay, mud huts.
Yeah.
You know, it says on the shanty towns over there. My giddy aunt. But no, my point being is that their construction methods are not going to be the same as ours.
Yes, each country is different, isn't it? Even like if you do French electrics, it's completely different to English electrics.
Yeah, of course. So in the UK, we have
3-point plugs.
Well, they have 3-point plugs in France as well, though. Yeah, earth neutral and live. But no, what my point is, you've got ring mains in the UK, and here you've got serial networks. Yeah, basically 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, and it doesn't return to the fuse box like it does in the UK. But you know, everyone's construction's it's not going to be the same anyway. It's not going to be the same. And if you think like Spain, for instance, they do use a hell of a lot of concrete construction. They also use a lot of clay pot, which is like terracotta brick blocks, really, hollow terracotta blocks. It's not the same as what we use in the UK. Yeah, you use some of that, but most of the time we use either concrete, thermalite, or face bricks. You know,
you don't see a lot of bricks here, do you? Breeze blocks, but not bricks.
A lot of concrete blocks, breeze blocks, and terracotta pots again. Yeah. So it's a different method of construction. Also, they don't use as much Portland cement either on a lot of the actual block laying.
No.
If they're doing terracotta, but if they're doing concrete block, they'll use Portland cement. Obviously using concrete for pads and various others, but it depends what the house has been built on. That one that's just been, there's a bungalow that's been built just up top here, and that's concrete block. Yeah. Very, very simple. That's concrete block bungalow.
A lot of their new builds are like that, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. But see, the thing is, anyway, my point is that the skills required, say, for French builders, not the same as UK builders. Like, for instance, plastering here. A plaster in France, plater, is totally different to what we use in the UK. The plaster, for instance, is very like plaster Paris. It is just like plaster Paris. It goes off like a rocket. It really does. Hard to work.
Dries nice and white though.
Well, that's the thing. You know, basically with the plaster you have here, you have to get it on the wall and get it on flat straight away. Whereas the stuff in the UK, we put it on the wall, we'd leave it, until you touch it and just a little bit, just a little bit soft still, and then you trowel it up with a little spray of water, and you get it nice, smooth and shiny. The French plaster, you don't get shiny.
Mind you did find something better to use than plaster, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did actually. If you're in France and you go to a brick and marche and you want a bit of plaster, we've found a bit. In France, the most popular plaster here in France is called Lutis 2000. And it's a bit of a fibrous plaster. It's a plaster of Paris again, and it is fibrous, but it's expensive. I mean, it's like 20 quid a bag now. It's really pricey stuff. And the other plaster you can get is stuff you can get in brick and marche called Joker. And oh my God, that is a joke. It is a plaster.
We tried all sorts.
We did.
Urine,
piss.
And urine.
Yeah, you pee in it, it retards it. Makes it last. Otherwise, it goes off just like that.
But now,
it's terrible stuff.
But now,
electricians use it to stick boxes in the walls.
But
now we're using. You won't think this is crazy, but the plaster I'm doing in the house now, I'm using board adhesive, Dob and Dab board adhesive. It's basically when they stick plasterboard to a blockwork wall. One of the board adhesives you can buy here in the bric and marche again is white. And it goes on just like plaster, and it has more working time, a bit more like like browning or finishing plaster or even multi-finish that you have in the UK. But you can trip me up.
But another good thing about French plaster is you can sand it if you don't get it perfect.
You can sand it because it's not. It's not. See, with gypsum plaster, it tends to be a bit arrogant, and it's you can't really sand. It's too hard. Make a right old mess. If you, the thing with the white stuff, this is like plaster of Paris. It's like you plaster a polyfiller. It really is. It was a learning curve. I'm okay with it now, but that was a hell of a learning curve. And the other thing is, in France, they don't. Most of the time, plaster's not flat, is it? They do a lot of board and tape. Yeah,
old walls definitely aren't flat.
Tape joints. Dry lining. Sorry.
Old walls definitely aren't flat.
Well, not in our house, it's just old stone house, isn't it? Unless I wanted to create those little mouse runs everywhere.
So what's the outcome of this?
Bibby Stockholm?
Yeah.
Well, the outcome is it's now arriving in Portland. So the locals are not very happy Drax is not very happy. Drax, he's Slaver's family and all that, you know.
We did hear that they'd been moving the 50 people on by the end of this month.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's it.
By the end of the month.
Yeah, so that's not very great, is it? It's not very great anyway, is it? It's a horrible thing to do. You know, it's just.
And these
it's
poor
foul.
people have been waiting since March.
What do I say about these people?
These poor people have been waiting since March anyhow. They aren't people who have just come over. They've been people who have been waiting since March.
Well, we need them though. We actually need majority of these people. We actually need. It's just madness. It's madness. It's all politics, isn't it?
Do you remember?
It's about satisfying their base.
Did you remember in COVID that Macron
The nurses.
did for the nurses and doctors and people, all healthcare workers?
Yeah, migrants.
He gave them a
visa
work permit.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, whatever, so they could actually help.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it?
So there must have been doctors, nurses, and whatever there, mustn't there?
What do you think? They're all. If they're not British, you must be living in the mud hut.
Oh my God!
Uneducated in the mud hut.
With that horrible man we heard on LBC.
Earlier. Oh my God! What was it? Ben Kentish's show. Oh my God! I need to get that clip.
That was
my
terrible.
giddy aunt! That is horrendous. This man was coming over here, taking our jobs and our women. That's what he said. Words to that effect. Send him back to. Yeah, he's going to. Ben Kent's asked him, okay, what if it was those in the Holocaust and stuff like that? And he says, basically said, send them back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
people
he
have been
said,
murdered,
how do we
basically.
know when he finished true? Because he was saying about these women and children. It was really horrible. You have to find it.
I've got to find that clip. I can't remember all of it off the top of my head, but it was so foul, wasn't it? It's embarrassing. These people actually, do you know they walk among us? They do. Yeah. They walk among us. They do.
I think some people might be looking at him in a different light now. Now he's been on the radio.
If they know who he is.
Yes, what I'm saying. He gave his name, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But
so if anyone's listening who knows them.
The question, he was pushing them on that topic, wasn't he? About on that line of questioning regarding what should you do? Just send them back into, to places where they get murdered or persecuted or murdered. You're supposed to make it they weren't persecuted.
I know. So the outcome of this is we will see what happens. We will watch this space.
Very much so. It's going to be very much watch the space.
We will watch these 50 people get on, and I very much doubt 500 will get on because I think they'll be stopped.
So, long story short, we've got this flipping great prison ship. It's basically, it looks like container ships. What it looks like. It looks like the containers have been bolted on top of each other, and it's designed for 240 cabins, with 240 odd people, and now it's going to have about 500 people on there. And sanitation is going to be an issue.
Well, yeah, because it's all set up for 200 odd people, and then you doubled the numbers.
Yeah, what have they done? Changed all the waste pipes in the whole place to accommodate double the waste?
Of course they haven't.
Don't forget that it's not just double the waste, as in double the amount of people.
Pumped out or something.
Well, depends. It probably will have to be pumped because it'll be below. It'll be too low, wouldn't it? Because in the water, isn't it? It's going to be too low, so it's going to have to be pumped. To wherever it goes, it'll have to be pumped into the sewage system. Which probably means it'll be pumped straight into the rivers and seas anyway. In the UK, that is.
So I take it these rooms will all have a shower in them?
I think they're ensuited, yeah. They're ensuited, they're tiny. They're the size of a car parking space.
Oh my God.
I know.
So it's like a bunk bed or twin beds?
Each room is the size of two small car parking spaces, but each person effectively has the space of one car parking space.
Oh my God. So
it's
not enough for him to swing a cat.
That's not humane, is it?
Well, of course it
but
is.
It's not humane. It's not even solving the...
So they've got a shower and a toilet between two, and a sink between two people in each room, yeah. For
a start, even like the Rwanda deal. Well, that's only like 100 odd people, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been agreed, something like that. So it's not very many. But so we've got this ship. Sanitation's going to be horrendous. You're going to be putting all these many men, I imagine, all into this...
That said all men.
It said all men. All into this confined space, stressed, really stressed, and probably longing to see their families and stuff like that. They want to see all kids.
Separated from their
kids and
families.
family, yeah. Well, a lot of them, what they do is they go up ahead, don't they, to try and sort things out so they can have safe passage for the kids.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that's the other way around sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, So we've got this container ship, no sanitation, or sanitation's really poor. We've got too many people, obviously, in one space. They're all going to be irate, all going to be stressed. So that is a recipe for disaster. Limited exercise.
Well, did you say there was a gym?
There's a gym on board. There's 500 people on it. They're all going to go to the gym at the same time. And not everyone wants to go to the gym.
The gym is only going to be set for so many people, isn't it?
Yeah, and also, Caroline, how long do you spend in the gym? They could be in there all day.
An hour.
Yeah, hour tops. And that's if that's something you want to do. There'll be communal spaces and stuff like that, but you'll be on top of each other. So it's going to have to be managed.
So some of these might smoke and things like that, so they'll be smoking.
They'll be smoking inside the ship. That's what they'll do.
Well,
that's going to stink.
Because there's
no air conditioning. There's no air conditioning for that amount of people. There's no air conditioning. There'll be heating in the winter, but no air conditioning. It's not generally required. Well, it should be required, but then it's disbanded.
And how can they exercise? How can they, if there's nowhere to walk about?
The other thing is, Karen, if there was air conditioning, how the hell do you power it for 500 rooms? That's, you obviously have to have some provision there, wouldn't you?
And what's
fly.
Because like I'm a woman.
Got laces undone, darling. You'll trip over and break your neck, you are.
You're
like a child, you are.
I've got glasses in one hand and Wally in the other.
You got glasses in one hand. What are you taking glasses out? Can you lift it at home? Are you that thirsty?
No, I was trying to read that bit of paper.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, so I think the long story short, Caroline, is shit.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to work. How is it going to work? Unless you've got 160,000 of them.
Mental health as well of these people.
Oh, mental health, that's going to be horrendous. It's like we're saying, they're going to be stressed.
And that might cause things like fighting and trying to get off.
Do you know what irritates me, though?
What?
It's, they're just men. It's like, don't we have value? Doesn't the male species have any value at all? Oh, they're just men.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. They seem to stick.
They're all men.
They seem to stick unaccompanied children in hotels all on the road.
No, they don't. They send them out to be abducted and go into the sex trade or something. That's what happened to the other 20 odd.
I read the other day that there was an 8-year-old put in a hotel with nobody else, just on their own.
How petrified must he be?
8.
It's crazy. Do you think this video's got a bit long again?
How
can we keep doing that?
I know, well, we'll have
It's like casual chat, I
maybe
suppose.
We need to say goodbye, maybe.
Okay then, that's her cue.
Goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Au revoir.
How does the song go again?
What's this?
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a xenophobe,
don't forget to scream.
That's it. A lazy dog. Just sitting there waiting for us, look. Are we going? Are we going to go now?
Are you okay? She's hot, Daddy.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, and sorry if it dragged on a bit.
Don't forget to.
Oh, don't forget to what? Okay. Don't forget to beat the old like button, and if you want to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon.
Buy me a coffee.
Buy me a coffee. Also memberships. We've also got memberships as well, yeah.
And our lovely tree planting.
And also a tree. Have we got to do this every time?
Yeah.
That's so painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're also planting trees. They're planting 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land here in France for the little birdies.
You might be able to see some of them in a minute if you...
Well, we'll walk past the first stage, which goes down to the valley over there, which is quite nice.
And we've got a load...
Trees. There's loads of trees. You can't actually see the trees. They're blocked by the other trees.
Yeah, they are.
But also, we've got we'll put a sign with the tree. If you want to buy a tree, basically.
Oh, also...
no, you finish. If you buy a tree, what we'll do is I'll make a sign to go with the tree, and it'll be your name on it, or in memory of a loved one, or a pet. You know, like one of them things. A dog.
Or,
yeah, one of them.
Or we are making bird boxes.
Bird boxes, bird houses. I keep saying boxes as well, don't I? Bird houses.
Bird houses, bird feeders, owl houses.
Roosts.
Bat houses.
Roosts. The roosts.
And then, I've got a little hedgehog house as well.
Roosts and hedgehog houses, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, and also, have you told them about our new additions, bird-wise? We seem to be attracting more birds.
Oh yeah, we've
the feathered variety.
Green woodpeckers. I don't know what they're called.
They're the European woodpeckers. We've also got the greated spotted woodpecker.
The blue ones, yeah.
Yeah, blue woodpecker. No, they're black and white and red.
Oh, they were.
Spotty.
Yeah, they're really pretty, weren't they?
Yeah, and then we've got hippos.
Hippos. Yeah.
Oh, hippo. They go like that. They literally go like that. Hippo. Like that. Yeah. Can you say it?
Whoop, whoop. And we've got some magpies, but they're,
Oh, they're a pain in the neck.
they're quite pretty.
And various other anteaters and not anteaters, insect eater type
What are them little
birds.
chicken things what walk about here? We've got a lot of them about here.
Moorhens.
Well. Moorhens. We've got a lot of moorhens.
A little moorhen type thing. Yeah, little birds. You know, wild fowl type birds. Yeah, so
They don't
and
seem
a
to
lot of
mind
these
the
additions, and we've got new owls.
Well, you've got two owls.
didn't have them
now.
before.
We've got little owl and
We've
another.
got a little chouette, which is a little. What they call? They are called little owl. What are you doing again? We've got the little owl. Yeah, I'm not showing you that. We've got little owls and there's another owl. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't checked it out yet. I heard it the other day. It wasn't there before.
We have got.
It's in the big oak tree.
We have got a little book with.
But we have been.
birdies in.
But the thing is, we've been. But just look online. Who looks at a book these days?
Oh, that's nice to look in a book.
Okay. But yeah, look, since we've been feeding all these birds and that, we seem to be getting more birds, don't we?
You do.
And also, costs a fortune, it does.
Books are.
They're hungry little boys, aren't
Books
they?
are lovely. Why? What's wrong with books?
I've got a device in my hand. I just press a few little. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, it's time for us to go. So we're going to say ta-ta, you know. I said that a minute ago, but there you go. Ta-ta, we're home. Yeah, sun's setting. The sun is setting.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
Ready? Say it again, Dan.
No.
Play it again, Sam.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
Really?
I need to take off.
Where's my treat?
Sit. Sit, sit, sit.
You gotta keep your fingers.
High five.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wait a minute.
Oh dear.
Sit. All right, let's do this one. Wally. Wally, roll over. Roll over.
Oh, you're making a mess of that, Caroline. That's not how you do it.
Paw.
No, you're that tall.
Paw. Come on then.
Oh, whatever. I can't bend down that low. Anyway, time for us to go. I said it before. I'll say it again. So ta-ta, you know. So ta-ta.